What is up, you guys? My name is Tyler Golden, and welcome back to a different episode on the channel. Now, today we're not playing a game, but instead we're going to be talking about a game. The Five Nights at Freddy's series. Now, there are so many things about this game that is amazing. I don't know where to start, but somehow it's become so amazing that it made a huge impact in the gaming community. I mean, it is made... there are fan games, there are parodies, there's everything to where anything that is not Five Nights at Freddy's has become nothing more than a Five Nights clone. It's amazing. But above all, there are a whole bunch of theories about the series. That's great. I made a rhyme there. That is awesome. But, anyway, there's one theory that I have been able to prove wrong. What is this theory, you ask? A lot of people out there say that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 comes after Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Ha! Wrong. Sorry about that. That's wrong. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 actually comes before Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Why is that? I have the evidence. You want to know about the truth? Listen to me. I have the evidence to prove the timeline, or my timeline, is correct. I even have a list over here. I mean, take a look at this. I mean, you can see it. This is my list. I have more on here than what you see, but, you know, I'm going to be explaining one by one. So, Five Nights at Freddy's 4 comes after Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and here's the proof. Let's go to the Night 6 call in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. He said near the end of the call that there is one more event scheduled after the 6th night was over. A birthday. Now, in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, there are a whole bunch of minigames that revolve around a kid having a birthday party at at the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. That's one connection. Night 6 also included, or the Night 6 call also included, that there is a yellow animatronic that was used and didn't act right. So, unless they're talking about Chica or Springtrap, this yellow animatronic is more than likely Golden Freddy, which proves that the Golden Freddy animatronic is actually used in the restaurant of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And yes, Golden Freddy is in the minigames of Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Now, you guys may be thinking, yes, we know that Golden Freddy is in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. He's trying to kill us. What if I told you that the animatronic you see in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, known as Golden Freddy, is not actually there? He's an illusion. Think about it. He's right there in front of you. The lights in your office never go off. Nothing obstructs your vision from this guy. If you were to flash your flashlight at him or put the mask down or anything like that, he simply vanishes, fades away. Whether he kills you or not, that's a different story. I don't know why he kills you, but think about it. He just disappears right in front of you. Nothing obstructs your vision to see it. Or to not see it. He just goes. Couldn't it be that you could be so panicked that it's in your head? Now, so we've been able to say that that Golden Freddy is in the restaurant in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and he's also in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Well, there is the one event that everybody has talked about that made this story so popular, the bite of 87. There is clearly a bite in the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 game. At the end of Night 5, the kid is at a birthday party. His older brother and a whole bunch of his friends lift up the kid and throw him inside the mouth of Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy has an error, and all of a sudden, clam! Mouth is shut. The kid's head is bitten. This is the bite of 87. And what happens when you try to survive from 12 to 6 a.m. in the game is probably a nightmare. the kid is more than likely in a coma, he could be dreaming, and he sees these things as so demonic because he had a bad experience with them. I mean, that's the theme of Five Nights at Freddy's 4. It's nightmare. I mean, if you were to look closely enough at the pictures of the animatronics, I'm sure you'll find the word nightmare somewhere in there. I mean, there's an animatronic named Nightmare. I think I have enough proof right there that this could be all a dream. But the bite of 87 happened in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Now, this is weird. This is where things get interesting, because if you remember in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, the first phone call, or recorded message if you guys are hardcore like that, the very first message, it said, or it talked about the bite of 87. I have that quote on here. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah, it's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know? What is the frontal lobe? Well, it's a part of the brain, which happens to be in your head. Huh? Coincidence? I don't think so. Now, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, nothing was explained about a bite. Nothing at all. That's probably because it didn't happen yet. My theory is that on night 7 in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, that's when the birthday party took place, and the nights after night 7 are actually I cannot speak right now. The nights in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 are taking place right after night 7 in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. That's perfect. Alright, so I've heard a whole lot of people talk about this bite of 83. The bite of 83, oh, that's what happens in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. No, it doesn't. Your only evidence to prove that is a TV showing the date 1983. Come on. Don't you guys know that TVs show reruns? Isn't it possible that this thing on the TV is nothing more than a rerun episode of some show that was made in 1983 and is being shown 4 years later? Isn't that a possibility? So, unless if we see some proof about the bite of 83 in Five Nights at Freddy's 5, if it's ever made, probably not, because Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is the final game, the bite of 83 is irrelevant, it is not important, and, above all, not real. Now, I mentioned something about the animatronics walking around during the day. In Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the very first call, it is said that the animatronics were allowed to walk around during the day. You guys remember that. He said, we spent a small fortune on these animatronics, da-da-da-da-da. They even walk around during the day. Isn't that neat? Whereas, if you listen in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, it said, they used to be allowed to walk around during the day. But then there was the bite of 87. So, sometime between Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and Five Nights at Freddy's 1, this bite of 87 happened, and the animatronics were no longer allowed to walk around during the day. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is that event. In conclusion, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 comes before Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and then Five Nights at Freddy's 4 goes to 1, which goes to 3. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like that, please hit that like button, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. If you guys have anything to prove against my theory, please leave it in the comments below, and I will look into it, and I will address it in a video. Or, I will address it in another video, and I will have an apology video if my theory is wrong. But, if I have enough comments saying my theory is wrong and I'm able to prove them right, I will post a video being able to, or talking about how these, or how you guys mistaken, and I was able to show a bit of evidence. But thank you guys, and until next time, I will see you in the next video. Peace out!